Okay, welcome to Current Exposure. How is everyone doing out there? We've been gone for a while. We're back. We're going to be having some community guests on to talk about some things that's going on in the celebrity world, but that's pretty much a trending topic. So that's what we'll be doing this evening. Let me bring on one of our guests. I want to welcome Walia Brooks. How are you?
Hi.
Nice to have you on.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're very welcome. And actually, you inspired the topic, the
Really?
main topic, um, that we're going to be talking about tonight, Wendy Williams. And I added Diddy and Candace Owens because it's like a lot going on with these trending celebrities right now. And
Mm-hmm.
they're like, in my opinion, the people that everyone hates to love. You
Okay.
know, some people love them, some people hate them.
Okay.
And I felt like I was like motivated to talk about this, and also I used to intern for Wendy Williams,
I
and I watched the
forgot.
documentary. Yes, I watched
I
the
forgot.
documentary, and to see her, and I wanted to also live my perspective from that end, and also talk about what is possibly going on. Like, was this something truly solely health related or manufactured by somebody because of the things that she was saying and what she was putting out there about celebrities? And let's keep in mind, she's never um been sued as far as our knowledge
Oh
of
yeah.
defamation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So a lot of what she's saying has some truth.
Um,
And oh, go ahead.
no, I love Wendy because she's never malicious to me. Like I grew up with
Mm-hmm.
listening to her on WBLS, and then I was watching her show from the very beginning. And she's
Nice.
a celebrity, but she's
Right.
kind of like off to the side. She's critiquing and criticizing the celebrities like we would do amongst ourselves. It's like everybody else
Exactly.
gossips, she brings the people on the show. So I never thought she had any malicious intent. As to her health problems, they said 2024 is the year of truth. Things will be revealed. I'm not sure, but I don't know. It's a lot of conspiracy theories. Like, did she get sick herself? Did someone make her sick? Because her downfall was very drastic, I think.
Right. Right. It came out of nowhere. And I thought that was pretty strange. I'm not shocked at what her husband did. I'm completely not shocked. And Wendy is a very intelligent woman. She graduated from Northeastern University, one of the top journalism schools in the country. So she's not an idiot. She
Mm-hmm.
knew who she was getting.
Mm-hmm. And I think that when I watched the documentary for real, I was like, I know that Kevin cheated on her. I'm like, she needs to get back with her husband. Cause it seemed like when she was with the husband, she was okay. And you remember the conversation with Black China? She was heartbroken. Like
Yeah.
she was like, I'm Wendy Hunter. So she's
Yeah.
stuck on that. I think she said, I've been on TV for 13 years. I have money. Where is her money? Who are these
Right.
people handling her money?
Right.
And you know the backlash. People say it's karma. It's karma. I don't believe in
See,
karma.
right, and that's where I was getting like I was like, I guess to some people they feel like it's karma because it's some things that she did that was wild too when I was interning, but I understood why she was doing it because there's really no friends in the industry. It's really like everybody is stepping on each other. It's worse than the streets. Okay, it's like everyone for themselves, and it's a lot of that, like I don't know how you describe it, but this
It's
a
like
lot of the sexual
Survivor. It's
it's
like
survivor, and a
Survivor.
lot and the sexual deviancy is like real to the point
Really?
where having that experience of interning made me not want to go into the industry or that field. It
Wait,
opened my
but
eyes up.
you were doing radio. Is deviance in radio?
It's all the same industry. It's like a different branch basically. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like the government where you got the Supreme Court and you
Mm-hmm.
got your executive branch and then you have Congress and the House of Representatives. But they all, and that
All
same
connected.
that
Yeah,
same
they're
right,
all
everybody's
connected. They
connected.
balance
Yeah.
each other out. Yeah, I get that.
Yes.
I get that. And I don't want to say, I don't know how spiritual you want me to get, but I've been in a loop just watching these things about Diddy, watching about Candace Owens, and watching
Mm-hmm.
about Wendy just on a loop. I've been like, where's the information? Where's the information? So I think a lot of that sexual deviance might be like some sacrificial stuff, some like ritualistic stuff that us lay people, non-famous people, can't even wrap our minds around. It's like they want the
It's
energy. They want people's
Yeah, it
energy.
is, and it's kind of you, you really gotta sleep with people to advance. Like that's a part of it, and
Oh, I'm
everybody
not
knows
surprised.
that.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I
You
used to
know,
think that if you work hard, somebody posted, what is a myth that's not true? I used to think if you work hard, put your head down, you will get ahead in life. That is not true. It's
not
about who
well,
you know, who you could talk to.
and it depends on what fields you go into, what your skill level is too. Now, like I said, Wendy Williams graduated from Northeastern University, top journalism school, undeniable, and she partied with the celebrity. She
Mm-hmm.
made sort of a sacrifice when she got involved into the drugs. Yeah, she was on drugs really badly.
How do you?
And
That's how you control somebody. It's you see the same
the drugs,
story.
the sex,
Yes, they come in. You get with Diddy. I can't even say allegedly because he did pay her out. Cassie,
right.
she came in alcohol, drugs. Once you be on a drug, you're in an altered state, and now you're pliable and liable to do anything. And then now it's sex things. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I saw. Like just
Word.
yeah,
Stop it.
that's how it works. That's how it works. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And that's what kept her in a different, in a different like category as everybody else because yeah, she did the drug and that's how she knew who was doing what.
Mm,
And then on top of that, once she recovered, her husband helped her out of that.
yeah, she
And
said
he
with the
was her
baby.
protector. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So once she recovered, she got them all back. And they
She
were
did.
mad.
She
They were
did.
mad because she didn't have to sleep with anybody. She didn't have
Mm.
to do any more drugs. And the gossip was bringing in ratings out of this world. She brought in more audience to WBLS that could compete with Hot 97.
Mm-hmm. Even on
And
her show, they were saying that The demographic was women and gay men from ages
Yeah.
18 to 54. And they really, like what she was saying. She was like, she is famous, but she's not one of those famous people. She's adjacent to fame, but she's also
Right.
adjacent to regular people because she's critiquing them like anyone else.
Right. Like basically y'all want to be like this, but they're scumbags. Y'all are
Yeah.
idolizing these people, but they're scumbags.
Hmm.
And this is what they're doing. Like I said, never had a defamation lawsuit.
No. She was a real journalist. And you
Yeah,
see
she
all of
was.
these bloggers, I'm not going to say any names, but all of these bloggers try to do the same thing that Wendy does, but they're
Exactly.
not real journalists, and it shows they're not real journalists, and they're malicious. Wendy wasn't malicious. She wasn't malicious. She was just like, I see her as the auntie in my head, come over for coffee, and we just talking about people.
She put them on blast. And people who are up to no good don't like that, and they came after her.
They said now, I love me some Tabitha Brown, but they said after she did that prayer, she wasn't ever right.
Oh, what happened? See, yeah, so that's what I also wanted to talk about because I'm a spiritual person. I believe in what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
They say karma's about balance. It don't come how it's supposed to come, but it's balance. So
Right.
Tabitha Brown, she retired her husband from the LA Police Department, and Wendy, of course, has something to say about it because I guess she's thinking about her husband's situation. She's like, don't retire that man, don't have that man relying on you, this, and that. And then
Mm-hmm.
Tabitha Brown responded and said a prayer for her. In less than a year, she was off the show. I'm not saying her.
Wow. What did
I don't want to say that she did anything. Her energy made her do something, but it's just coincidental.
Yeah, but how you
okay.
doing, Miss Brooks? I'm
Oh,
glad you
we
popped in.
have
Hi.
Zaire Ruffin on too.
Hi,
Do
how are
I
you
This,
know
doing?
you?
she
Did I
just
teach
snuck
you?
in. You taught
Pro-
him?
Did I
Probably
teach you?
prior to.
Oh, okay.
Probably
Hey.
prior to. um, so and to her point though, Tabitha Brown actually when she first started off, I actually started watching her when she first blew up before she became Tabitha Brown, Tabitha. I was watching her on TikTok, and then she made the TikTok, and it was only like 15,000 views at that time when she made the TikTok about the carrot bacon. That's how she got famous. The carrot
Mhm.
bacon, doing the vegan foods. Then she started making the tacos and the Taco Tuesday. She made also that popular throughout the pandemic. So she became popular throughout the pandemic, and at that time when I watched, she did her own little spill, her own YouTube channel, and when she was discussing it, she even put out there that she was at that time she didn't have a job. She was doing Ubers and Lyfts and things like that. Even prior to the pandemic, she didn't have it, and she was relying on her husband.
Mhm.
So it was very fair for her, for her to retire her husband from the LAPD, which is a tough and dangerous job. You don't want your
Yeah.
Okay.
husband doing a
Yeah.
dangerous job neither. And so, so it was fair for her to be like, you know what? Let me retire my man. He held it down in LA, which is not cheap. Which on a police
Mhm.
salary, that's also definitely not cheap.
Right.
And he allowed her to do the Ubers, the Lyfts, the being the mom, but also how she got famous was off of that unemployment status that she had at that time, though. So
Mhm.
I think that was very fair for her. I don't know why Wendy would come after her because I don't think she had all her information when she said what she said.
I think she, when you're going through something and you see somebody else, she wanted to. I think when she said you need to be careful, don't retire him, don't let him rely on you. That the true Wendy, not the Wendy the TV show host came through. I think her true self came through, but she was wrong
Yeah.
in
Hmm.
Tab's case. In Tab's case, she was wrong.
But I'm glad Tab said a prayer, but you think the prayer hit like that or if
Listen,
it
go
was if it
listen
was
to that
all love?
prayer.
Cause
Go
look,
listen
if
to that prayer.
what does the prayer say? The prayer, it was
I wish you had a clip of the prayer.
really. Let's see if we could pull up a clip. Go ahead,
She
I'm listening.
spoke so sweetly. Her voice was so melodious. But
Wow.
what she was saying, it was like daggers.
Oh, so it was nasty, nice,
Yes,
Nice,
nice,
nasty.
nice,
nasty.
nasty.
Yeah, nice,
Yeah.
Yeah.
nasty. And she said in her really nice voice, and I'm like, damn.
Oh, oh, I'm not reading that. I'm not gonna play that because I don't know how that's. We don't need. Yeah, it's already in the universe. We don't need to put it back out there and
Mm-mm.
do
Well,
some
Wendy
more.
had this coming from her from the beginning of time. We all know the best time she got told off was when Whitney did it.
Oh
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Whitney
yeah,
I
gave it
yeah,
listened
to
to
her.
that the
yeah.
other day.
Whitney
Oh
gave
man,
it to
I
her.
love that. But you know what?
She's like, baby girl.
That was shock. That was like that shock radio she was giving everybody to
Mhm.
bring it to provoke Wendy. I mean to provoke Whitney, and I was laughing, but at the same time, so I see where people were coming from. It was wrong, and those were times where I thought like, come on, yeah, you ain't had to do that to Whitney
And
like that.
somebody from Newark had to tell her off. Whitney's from Newark. She was like, "You are so nosy. Why you keep talking about me?"
Exactly. I
Because
guess
it was making the
she kept
ratings
trying
go
to.
up.
Yeah, she was a fan, but she tried to use that I'm from Jersey, you're from Jersey, and it's just like, yeah, we get it. You're from Jersey, but you ain't got to talk about everybody like that, though. She wasn't giving nobody else that
Well,
energy. She was jealous. To me, it came off as just
hmm.
some being jealous.
You
And
see what
I,
happened with Whitney though? It's like all tied in. What
yeah,
Yeah.
happened to her?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And like I was there when she was trying to get Lauren Hill. Lauren Hill was like, no, I
She
am
wouldn't come.
no, nope.
Nah,
She
I met
said
Lauren Hill. Lauren
this
Hill's
was
not
at
like
the
that type of person.
time when she was going through her financial stuff, and
Yeah.
Prince had came and helped her, and provided for her financially. And well, you know what? Let me take that back. She was going to come, but she wanted Wendy to pay her $10,000.
$10,000 for a news story? For an interview?
Yes, yes, because
Journalists don't pay.
exactly because of probably her financial situation, and she knew how Wendy was going to come.
Yeah.
She was
That's
gonna put
wild.
on, yeah. So it's
That's
like
wild.
if you're going to drag me,
I'm gonna get
it's
paid
gonna
for it.
cost you 10,000 to drag me.
Prince, he had a demise in the elevator.
So yeah, yeah. So and that's what I'm saying. That industry is like that. My grandmother was so mad at me because I wanted to go that career path. And I'm like, this is what I like doing. Radio broadcast, journalism,
Mm-hmm.
da da da. And the internship was for the grade and plus so that I could see too. And when I saw what was going on, I'm like, oh nah. Like even remember when they would do the prizes for the 100th caller or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah, yeah,
That was BS. Okay? There was like this big soundboard where it's like 100 buttons on there that light up, and you press a button and you pick up the call. So 100 people can literally call in at once, and you just pick whatever button. I could go to, like, if I feel like I want to pick 35 today, button 35, pick up the phone. Oh, you're the 100th caller. And that was my job
yeah.
too. If people would be like, this is not Wendy. Can I speak to Wendy? And I'm
Ooh.
like, oh no, I'm the intern. Like, where Wendy? Where's Wendy? And she would be in like the studio next door. And I would be like, she's on the air. They like, I want to talk to Wendy. Let me talk to Click. You ain't win nothing. This yeah. Or press
Oh, you
another
was
button.
toxic, kid. You was toxic.
Look, I was like, how old was I? 21. And then I
Yeah, I
wasn't
get it.
getting
Yeah, we get
paid.
it.
I was an
Yeah.
unpaid intern. They didn't even train me on how to do this. That was the other
Oh
part.
yeah,
They
nah.
just told you to do it. Answer
Yeah.
the phone.
Yes. I went. Man, they had me doing all types of gopher stuff. I went to go pick up her wig one time.
What?
Yes. Then they sent me on a dummy mission. Remember when Puff on Making the Band, when Puff sent them to get the cheesecakes?
Yeah.
She did some junk like that to me. I was so mad. I was about to just not show up like the next week because I'm like, man, like I don't care about all this celebrity stuff. I'm trying to get a grade and learn.
Did she give you a
And
good grade?
yeah, I got an A plus.
Mm.
So, and then my teacher, he couldn't even believe I had the internship. Like I had to bring letterheads and a letter and all this craziness.
Did you ever
And
get a picture with her?
just listen to the show, huh?
I said, did you ever get a picture with her?
No, I didn't take a picture because they didn't want no pictures, and I was just being strictly professional. And interns that
Oh, okay.
came before me got fired because this was a time when this was 2004
Mm-hmm.
January. I interned for her from January to July
Oh, that's
of
a long
Okay.
2004.
time.
You're right. I was supposed
Yeah.
to be done. I was supposed to be done with my internship in March. And she liked me that she kept me on.
Mm-hmm.
So until she just was like, all right, we gotta bring in some other interns to get the experience, da 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 da. And I stayed on after, I got the grade. I just stayed on for the experience. And so yeah, like one of the interns pulled out a camera out of her shirt and was taking pictures. So they got rid of her. So they kind of had this thing where they were like no pictures. So I didn't even have a phone back then,
Oh
like a
yeah.
cell phone. And then
Yeah,
the
they
cell
didn't
phones
take
that we did
pictures.
have, right? That's when we had the Sprint flip
Yeah,
phone
the
with
flip
the
phone.
yeah
Yeah.
with the Nintendo graphics. So, but yeah, it was cool to work for them. But yeah, they would. Yeah, I had to go on a dummy mission to get a cell, some type of. It was a four-way. I think the four-way pages were popular then.
Oh no.
Um,
Stop
yeah,
it.
was that the four-way? What was the thing where you could like? They were pagers, but everybody couldn't afford them because they were so expensive.
I think
But
that
but
was the
the
four-way pager. You could text people on the pager,
right, yeah,
but it
yeah.
wasn't connected to the cell phone. It was a pager.
Right. And
Yeah.
you call and you could leave a message and it would be on the four
Yeah.
way. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah,
They
that's
was playing in our face. Knowing that
right.
we have everything in the phone, they was playing in our face back in the
Exactly.
day.
Exactly. So they sent me on a dummy mission to that. They just gave me the address, didn't tell me where. And I'm in New York. I had to learn New York. I really learned New York a lot at that time, like maps reading and everything, trying to get around. And a lot of it was walking, catching cabs to get to wherever. And yeah, so that was the experience, and that's what they do to you too when you come in the industry too. They do stuff like that. I guess that's a part of it to see if you really want it, and then the sex and drugs come after that. But yeah, and even when I did the she would have her special guests on Wednesdays. And it was myself and another intern that she will only bring on Wednesdays because we wasn't up there like acting stupid like the other
Hmm.
ones that they got rid of. And it was fun. It was cool, but yeah, like we would just they would send me
How many
depending on
celebrities did
who
you meet, bro?
the probably like let me see. I'll tell you. I met Don King.
Oh my goodness.
He came in. Oh, he was like, man, like, how do I describe it? He was eccentric. He had the fro, for real. He had on his jean jacket with all these like gems and studs, and it had Don King on the back of it. He had fringes on the sleeve. He was like, yeah, he was very like flamboyant and eccentric. Master P. Master P came
Oh,
in.
Master P.
The chain was longer than my arms, and Master P was a giant. He's like a giant. He gotta be like 6'8". He's tall as heck. Raven Simone came on. I was there. Vanessa Williams, she bought us cupcakes. She bought these velvet cupcakes that her friend had a shop in New York, so she bought a little treat for us. And who else was there? It was some other people too. I can't remember, but those are the people I remember the most because I'm like, damn, like, okay. They were some cool people.
Was Charlamagne there?
No, well, no. I was there with Artie.
Oh, okay.
Art Evans.
Okay.
Yep, Artie. Yep.
Okay.
Artie is the one that hired me.
Oh, okay.
And the crazy thing is when I asked them I was there after my stay, I was like, why did y'all bring me in? Because they had me doing crazy stuff. I don't know if you remember when she had the Wendy Williams experience in her office at WBL.
Yeah.
I had to nail that on the wall. She got the letters from Home Depot. I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, she was on VH1. Yeah.
Yeah. In the pink
And you had
office,
to do that.
that was my work. She had the Spanish guy came in, painted it, and I'm up there. It was so many little holes in the wall because she was like, "Oh no, move it over that way," and I'm just like, what kind of internship is this? But that's what they do to you. So it was like, yeah, they had me doing.
Nasty?
No. But she did say something that I'll never forget. She said, she got to be careful of the young girls because they'll come in there and try to take her spot.
Oh.
And I was
Talking
just
about you
like,
guys?
yeah, huh?
Talking about you guys as the interns?
Anybody, because
Oh, wow.
that's how that goes back to my point. That's how it works. Like you sleep with somebody and now you got a job.
Mhm.
Now you hot. Now they made you bigger than what you really are. So she was always like watching her back, and then remember, Total tried to jump her.
Oh, yeah.
She had to fight with Angie Martinez. With
They
Angie
had a fight?
Martinez, Angie
They had a
Martinez hooked her.
You was there?
No, I wasn't there. That was when she was at Hot 97. It was toxic there.
And you
Wow.
notice Angie Martinez took her time slot
See?
from 4 to 7.
They had an ongoing forever beef, and I don't know like all the
Well, Angie
details, but I
Martinez is a
believe
troublemaker, low key.
but I believe she sued them. So, and that's when she went to Philly. She was doing those drugs or whatever, came back, made the recovery, and she came back with her husband. And I thought he was scary to me. I thought he was a rapper. I didn't know who he was. I thought he was like, when he would just pop up at the show, like the first time I met him, it wasn't even introduction. Like, hello, how are you? I'm such and such. Or she didn't even introduce him. Nothing. None of that. And I'm like, I was in the soundboard room where I would take the calls, the fake 100 caller. Or the prizes, or people like she'll talk to on the phone and they'll switch them over to me and I have to write their address down. It was like a form that had to be filled out too for the prizes for tax purposes and all of that, and who it was going to real people, and if she wanted to give a copy of her autograph book, they would send me to the door to give it to people, and they would be like, "Where's Wendy?" I don't know, but you won the book. You're not Wendy, of course I'm not. I work for it. That's it. I'm just trying to get my grade, man. Get this book and go on.
Keep it moving.
Right. So one day when I was in the soundboard room and he came in with like two other guys, and I'm like, okay, like nobody said nothing. Nobody said anything. Very unprofessional. And he was like dressed up like he from the streets.
He had a bomber jacket, a leather bomber.
Yeah, he had a bomber on and a fitted, a red fitted. I don't remember what it said, but he was scary to me because he's tall too. He's big like Master P.
Oh wow.
He like bodyguard type dude. He like, yeah, he's that dude that you want. Him or Master P. I want one of those guys with me too. Because nobody's not bothering you. Total couldn't jump him. I know they kept it moving. They didn't want to.
Should have divorced him.
I don't even think she should have married him.
Why?
She would say, all right. So yeah, when he came in, I'm like sitting there or whatever, and 2 minutes went by, it's feeling weird. So I'm like, hello, are you a rapper? He was like, no, I ain't no damn rapper. And I was like, oh, okay. He was very unfriendly. Like I said, he was scary. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't even know who he was until later on. I'm like, when she was talking to him, she called him Kevin. I'm like, oh, that's Kevin. And I'm like, that's a mismatch. This lady, come on. He looked like he graduated from the streets, no diploma.
The school of hard knocks.
Yeah, I thought he was like a rapper / drug dealer.
She said he made her feel safe though. He made her feel safe.
I could get that part, but you know, they used to be on the phone. I never signed the NDA, so I could talk about this. If somebody makes you feel, if you on the phone stressed out before your job starts, why would you marry that person? She used to say, you're making me feel like I'm eating a bowl of stress.
Damn.
That's why I wrote that comment with him asking for the money. Like, damn, you still making her eat a bowl of stress.
Oh, wow.
That's what she would say all the time.
So was it persistent? Like, was he?
Yeah, yes.
Consistently, like,
yes.
So what was the argument that? What was the most significant argument that they had in front of you while you were there? If you want to disclose it.
It would be over the phone. I never seen him do anything. Right. But I would hear her. VH1 is coming. You're gonna act like this. Because VH1 approached her for her own show. And she was on, and I don't know what happened. I don't know like how the deal went, but this because she was bringing such huge ratings to WBLS. Like she was mastering the game. And she was undeniable. Where they had to make a deal. They wanted to make a deal because that's what also the money side, the bottom line, making money. You make money off of ratings. And she not only had the black women listening, she had the white women listening too.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody loves crossover. Everybody loves gossip.
Yeah. She had crossover appeal, and she's good at journalism. She went to school for it. She was good.
You can
Especially investigative. And then she had her network outside, like giving her information, credible
Ooh.
sources that have been with these people that she's talking about, these celebrities
But you
doing
know
wild and
what?
crazy
She
stuff.
never said some of these new bloggers, new gossip bloggers. They're like, yeah, I got the source. They did DM me. She never mentioned that. She never
Wait, she
mentioned
said
that.
she never had the source?
She never mentioned like, oh, this person was talking. I was talking to this person. You know what I'm saying? She never like outed that she had sources. Not
No,
saying
you
that
never.
she did,
No,
but
right.
she
And
she was real smooth with it.
that's the code of journalism. You never reveal your sources.
But these
Mm-hmm.
new
You
bloggers
never reveal your sources.
be outing people, bringing the person, the baby mama, the side chick on the show.
Nah, you don't do that unless that's it for that person, and you're not trying to
Mm-hmm.
get no more information on that end. That's how you
Yep.
tie that loose end up. But yeah, yeah, she had people out there, and they were doing it for free, and
Dang.
that's
Wow.
because she was a personable person. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times these celebrities had hurt people and was
Mm.
getting away with it.
Well, so now it's all coming to roost. The chickens came home to roost.
Right. So
It's
that's
all coming
why,
out.
yeah, so that's why when I read the comments too saying like people feel like something happened with the poisoning and like it's like it could have been a combination.
I wouldn't put it past anything, anything,
She
anything.
she could have been climbing higher up with her sources that she
Mm-hmm.
had and getting closer to somebody bigger. She probably was going to do an expose on Epstein or some crazy junk like that.
You
Or
never
maybe she
know.
was working on Diddy
Mm-hmm. She was. I thought she was talking about him back in the '90s when they was
the
talking
gay
about the gay
rapper.
rapper.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, we
him.
thought it was him, but they said it was somebody with light eyes. Yeah.
It was him and several others. And that's the other thing in the industry. And it's a lot of that going on. Everybody sleeping with
Have you
everybody.
witnessed
It
that
don't
though?
matter. Huh? Say that
Have
again?
you witnessed that? Like while you were at the studios, have you ever witnessed that? Like the encounters where you observe male rappers and other male rappers, or like dealing with each other, or them dealing with guys, whatever.
No, I used to do my time and try to get the hell out of there. I didn't feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
I was a snack myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, this is not what I thought it would be. This is a nasty industry. I don't want to be in this. This is not
Mm-hmm.
how I want to make my money. Like I said, you gotta sleep around to get a title and move up.
I
That's what
watch
it
a lot of
is.
T.S. Madison, and she, I love T.S. Madison, and she said I go over to Hollywood a little bit, but after we rap, they be like, "You want to come to the party?" She be like,
No.
"No, I'm going to my room, get me something to eat." She said she go to the dinner, but then she go right back to her hotel room.
Yeah, that was me. Like I did, they would have me doing her party. She would do parties at the Copacabana.
Oh,
And I
okay.
would be at the door collecting the money.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, it would be packed. A lot of people would come. It
Celebrities?
would be. I don't even know. I haven't even seen any celebrities. It would be like mostly like people, I guess, from New York, surrounding area. But they did have a VIP section. I don't know if they came in through a back door or what, but I would
Okay.
I would collect the money, and when they stopped at that point, because they would stop and close it down because of the amount of people in there. They can't let nobody
Oh.
else in. I would go
Mm-hmm.
home. I didn't even party with them. Me and this other intern like collect the money, and she would put me on that, and the other two interns because she trusted us. We didn't steal the money from her. It was cash too. They would come paying cash, collect the money, give it to her. She count it up, be out. We didn't even get paid. I didn't even get paid, but I'm like, whatever. I'm getting the hell up out of here because I'm not here to also be, caught up in all this madness. Like I said, my grandmother was mad because I guess in a way she knew that's what it is. Like, and things never change. Like maybe that's how it was back in the day too, with those, old time singers and entertainers. And she just didn't think, I was exercising my full potential by even doing that. Cause it was like, look at you, you collecting money at the door for parties. Is that what you're going to college for?
Oh my!
And you're supposed to be interning, learning about radio. Why did she have you at a party?
Right.
So yeah. So when she talked about her not having friends, remember that? Did you watch the documentary?
Yeah.
Remember the part where she was saying like she doesn't have anybody? It's true. People are only around her to get what they can get out of her. Even that guy, the so-called guy is helping her. Yeah.
I did not like his tone nor his demeanor.
He trying to get famous and sing.
Okay. Not the guy, the girl that took her to LA.
Her too. Nut job.
Like,
a nut job. She already slept with somebody, I could tell. And she like, I could bring you Wendy.
Right? Why would she take that lady to LA to a meeting?
And then letting her drink.
Yeah, she's like, I already do managerial stuff.
And that's when my heart was breaking for Wendy, because I'm like, wow, this lady really gave me an opportunity. And that was her doing her community service. She did that on her own too, and that's why she couldn't pay us, because the station wasn't giving her a budget for us. But she gave me that exposure where I'm like, oh hell no, I don't want to do this. This is crazy. I'm not drinking. Right, I'm not drinking. I'm not going to college just to end up drunk and drugged out and sexed up for what? To hang with regular people? They're regular people. I mean, I love some of their artistry, and I'm like, they're cool. They were so cool and down to earth. But come on now.
The industry all that other stuff. Hollywood, they said Hollywood is made of magic or something.
They got them on drugs. They're doing drugs. They're doing drugs. But like my heart was breaking though, because they're all around her just picking and taking, and they're not really looking out for her well-being. Like that guy, he's fake looking out for her. He's making sure she's not drinking, but not really. She shouldn't have a bottle. She shouldn't have a bottle in her bedroom at all.
She put the bottle out the bed, the whole bottle of light liquor.
Yes.
No chaser.
She's crazy.
Right. And then that's making her condition worse.
She said she was so lonely.
And she probably is, because people only want to be around her because she's famous. Like,
they should let her go to Miami.
They should. They really should let her be with her son.
And they saying the son spent all his money. I'm like, that's the life he was accustomed to.
That's his mother. She loves him. That's all she has.
And she likes high class things,
Yeah, she does.
So him spending that money, and he's the same age as my son. Wow, he's 20. He'll be 23 or something.
Wow.
Or 24 this year. I know, girl. 24 this year, and so he's a young adult, and they do Uber Eats. He not cooking. Wendy not cooking.
Exactly. I mean, that's her freaking son. Like, what? She wants everything to go to her son, and they're really getting in the middle of it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the part I didn't like. And that's the part where I feel like she was set up.
Yeah, something nefarious is going on.
It is because who goes to that depth to do that to a person? She's vulnerable. Just let her son take care of her.
She
If
don't
he's
have
spending her
access
money,
to her money. She
right?
doesn't have access to her friends. She has access. She don't have money, but how she buy alcohol?
Exactly, and going making vape runs.
Oh, that was cringy. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
like
was cringy. She's like, this is not the store.
yeah. You know what made me sad too? The Oscars. When she
The
did
Oscars.
when the crazy manager lady asked her if she wanted to go to the Oscars and she said, "Who was that?"
I didn't see that part.
Right.
Whoa.
She's gone. Her mind
Dang.
is gone. It's gone. She's sharp and people are like, "Oh, I think she playing it." Nah, she's done.
No, she's done. You
She's
could tell
done.
she goes in and out, and then she's
Yeah.
combative because people who are like going through dementia, they get confused, and some of them, get combative because they're confused. They think everybody else is wrong, and they're not.
Yeah. Like when she called the girl stupid, I'm like, that's not her. Remember when she was doing her nails and she said, "Are you stupid?"
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Oh,
So that's not
Wendy."
her. I didn't know if she was like
No, that's
mean or
not
not.
her. No, like she's direct. Like when I was hanging those letters up on her wall, she asked me if I got high. And I'm like, "No, I just don't know what I'm doing." And you told me to put these letters up and I tried. I didn't want to tell you no. And I did and I was like, honestly, I didn't think it would be that difficult. You gotta go to Home Depot and get one of them guys.
Right.
Cause
I am not the one.
but I tried. I was like, you gotta give me an A for effort. And then I was so calm and laid back too. She was like, "You always come up here laid back.
Yeah,
Are
because
you smoking anything? Do you smoke marijuana?" And I was like, "No." And
I'm just
it wasn't disrespectful and none of that. It was just a curiosity. And she's a journalist. They ask questions.
she's very curious.
And then I'm in
Yeah.
her personal space. So she want to make sure. I guess I'm not on no drugs or doing drugs at the station. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe she was going to give me some advice and say, "Get off the drugs, kid." But yeah, so how she came at the girl and then the lady, I think the way she came at the other lady, I think she called her stupid too when she was saying, "Get her
Hmm.
out of here," that was working with the manager.
Hmm.
I think she knows. I don't think that lady has good intentions and she senses that.
Nope.
So I'm like, yeah, they just around her trying to get money. And I agree with what her niece said. If her niece came in there and was like, and I've never met her niece, but when her
I liked
niece,
her niece. I
I
liked
did
her niece.
too. Yeah.
She's like, who's this woman? Why do I have to talk to my
Yes.
aunt in front of these women?
And the
That
niece
girl was
got
out of her
sad.
league. Yeah.
And the niece, and I was like, I grabbed the tissue, like, what the heck? Those people are
Why she
using
grabbed the tissue
her
like that?
while she's vulnerable.
Mhm.
She's very vulnerable.
I wish she
Very.
was
If I
lucid with
was,
the Diddy situation, though. I really want to hear her take,
she would have said, "I told you. I told you all. Nobody wanted to listen to me
She's like,
because I'm Wendy Williams and I have a big mouth." Like,
Yep.
that she exactly would have said it. Like, I
Hmm.
told you
Yep.
back then when Skell was on the show.
Oh, skeletal. I forgot.
Yeah, her and Skel had a falling out though. I wish he would have stayed with her. But so yeah, and it's just, man, I just, if I wish her son would just come to New York and just live next to her just to check on his mom.
Or
Cause
just
it
have her come to Miami. And like, here's the thing
they're
we
not
need
gonna
to
let
really
her
look
because of the
into.
law.
What law?
She had to come back to New York. That's why she's back in New York, because they got her tied up in that conservatorship like Britney. Remember when she was saying free Britney? It's a free Wendy right now. The
And
same thing is happening
wow.
to her.
At least it was her father. This is somebody that was court appointed. There are people who are professional guardians. That how did this come into play? It's wrong. It's
She went
reminding me.
she
It's
went
wrong.
demented on her son. That's why too. She spazzed on her son in court and said she didn't want him there.
Oh.
That's how she. This is how I know she's gone. Nobody's
She
not
probably
playing
didn't want him
faking.
there because she didn't want to be
No, she didn't want him as her
embarrassed.
guardian.
Oh yeah, I could see her being prideful. Like he's my guardian, I'm his mother. I could see that.
No, she didn't want him there. Like she didn't know him. Like he was one of the people. She was demented.
Oh,
Oh.
So they thought he was harming her. That's why I'm saying, like, she's really messed up. She would have never said that about her son in her right state of mind. She was just with him,
yeah.
doing
Oh,
better.
Mama Sally. Mama Sally. Okay.
And now
Mm.
she's at home, dying
By
alone.
herself. By herself.
Yeah, yeah. Drinking.
I can't get over the fact she had that bottle looking at her dad.
Yo, that was
Oh my,
crazy.
that was
And the guy talking to me
crazy.
coming over doing a fake. I take the
Yeah,
liquor
don't be
from her
doing
and pour it.
that.
You
Yeah.
should have checked everywhere before you even left. Look under the bed, look inside the bathroom cabinets, look inside her drawer. Could you come on? People get creative with hiding the liquor.
It's the isolation for me.
Yeah, and they
She's
know that's killing her.
isolated. She
That
likes being social. It reminds me of how they used to do like in Victorian times and like to get women out of the house or if a husband didn't like his wife, they would like turn them over to insane asylums
mm-hmm.
and say that they were
Mm-hmm.
insane and they could never get out of these places.
Yep. Now let's talk about Diddy. I'm gonna let y'all.
Did he do it or did he not? Did
I'm
he do
watching the
it?
documentary. When if is 50 Cent for real about this
What
documentary?
documentary? What documentary? It's a
That's the
documentary.
name of it. Did he do it? Where is hold on? Could we bring up the documentary?
Why does 50 Cent go off on him so much?
Hold up, hold up. Let's see. Let's see if it's even real. I didn't know if it was a meme or
50
A
Cent making
documentary or
slim in
what?
these streets.
50 Cent. Okay, so all right. It says it's no. I just checked. Forbes.
Mm.
Wow, even Forbes covered it.
Did he do
Hold up. Let me
it?
share this. Let me share this with the screen. Let me share it with you guys. Okay, here it is. Where is it? Can you all see it?
Oh wow, I can see it.
That's what 50 posted on Instagram. Did he do it?
Wow.
But Forbes is saying it's a rumor. Hold on, let's see what they say. Yeah, spoiler alert. There's no Did He Do It documentary
Yeah,
on
they wouldn't make
Netflix.
a documentary that fast.
50
Yeah, they
said
had to.
no. 50 just said it was coming. That's all he
He
wrote. He
probably
said it's
producing it, but he probably
he's
gonna have. So he probably gonna be next.
So my thing is like, what does he have out for Diddy? He is relishing in this and laughing, but then also I'm like, it's on the flip side. Nobody is ever pure. So like, you laughing at this man one day, you never
mm,
know what could happen the next day as far as you. So I don't like
mm,
really relishing and laughing on people that I don't like or don't care for when they get like into unfortunate situations. Because that
mm.
could be me the next day.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
forbid. God
I,
forbid.
I think for a couple of reasons. I think he's at one of his competitors.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing with him dating his baby's mother.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, yeah. He was yeah, the kid
Oh,
that the last lady he had a kid with. I think
trans.
she
And
Asian or something.
yeah, Vietnamese. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, she was partying with Diddy, having a good time. And 50, he went on a rant about that, cursing her out, trashing her.
Wow.
And yeah, so that, and then I don't know if you all were following Byron Allen when he was
Yeah.
suing Comcast. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
Diddy was also a part of that lawsuit saying that Comcast doesn't allow black networks to get on.
Yeah.
And
I
he was
remember
talking
that.
he was trying to get Revo on, and then he said when they let you on, they give you the worst time slots. They don't give you enough regions. They limit the
Mm-hmm.
regions that
Mm-hmm.
they're airing your shows in. And he said so, and then Comcast tried to say they have diverse shows, blah blah blah, and added Diddy's network, and Diddy came back like, no, don't use me in this. I disagree. And he was like, black voices are not heard on the Comcast network, and I side with Byron Allen.
Yeah, he sued Comcast.
Yeah, he
It
did
was
for
some type of
billions.
clause from the civil rights movement. I forgot. But he pulled that up saying it had to be like some type of equity. I can't, don't quote
Yeah.
me on it.
No, you're right. You're
Mm-hmm.
right. So Diddy jumped on that. And then Comcast started playing all of Revolt's stuff too. So
Yeah, I
that
can't
was
get
the
into the
relief.
programming. So okay, because I always wonder about black. Like I haven't watched BET. I watch BET like twice a month, twice a year. The BET Awards and
Yeah, that's not even black owned.
maybe Soul Train
What, the
Awards.
BT?
Yeah,
Yeah,
BT is
but
no
it's
longer black
never
Yeah,
owned.
BT's
any
not black
good
owned. Even OWN is
streaming.
not
It's
black
no
owned no more.
good.
Yeah, it's not. And that's the same
OWN is
thing.
not
So
black owned.
bringing up your
She
point.
sold 51% to Discovery. So Discovery Channel owns, which is actually owned by Viacom. Viacom has majority of the shows. So a lot of our black or prominent black TV figures don't really have too much say. Viacom
Right.
does.
And that's why they were suing.
Yep.
And also to Walea's point of not getting the wait, you said wait, it went out of my mind. But you were saying something about like the marketing, because the same thing happened with the company with Ciroc and De Leon.
Oh.
So
Oh yeah, yeah. So you saying I saw that
Puff
where
sued them too
they
because
yo as soon as he paid Cassie out, they dropped him from that.
they were in a lawsuit, and he won because they were saying that okay, they the way they were marketing Ciroc was only to black people, or the
Mm-hmm.
urban, they try to call it urban, that means I guess that's the code word for black, and the De Leon tequila. But he was saying y'all market the Casamigos across the board, and Casamigos is George Clooney.
Oh, really? Casamigos? First of all, Casamigos is not good.
Yes.
I don't like it.
No, you don't like nah.
But
Casamigos.
remember during the pandemic, everybody was drinking Casamigos.
Mm-hmm.
Their stock shot up. Everybody wasn't drinking Ciroc because I guess it, like he said, it wasn't being marketed to everyone. It was being marketed as a black alcohol, and so was De Leon, the tequila.
That's why a lot of
he
people
wanted to
drink
break out of the
Pepsi.
box.
Mm-hmm.
So he sued them, and these people make they also make Smirnoff vodka, and they do a whiskey. I forgot which whiskey they do.
Not Crown Royal.
I think Tennessee. Is it Tennessee?
Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure about that, but they market across the board with all these other drinks. And they tried to box Ciroc in. And they weren't doing the same marketing efforts. So, yeah. And this all happened back to back. It was the Byron Allen Comcast situation. Then it was, I forgot the name of the company. It's London based though. I think it's Diego, something, AGO, something like that. And then after that, it was the Cassie.
Yeah. And as soon as he paid Cassie, they dropped him from being as an endorser for the liquor company. And apparently that was millions of dollars a year he would get from that.
Right.
And now they saying the school that he helped open is closed. There's a lot of complaints about the school not being a real school, no record keeping. Yeah, they said the school. Yeah, man.
You know what bothers me about these situations is that their behavior is what it is, and it's consistent from before we get to know them up until this point, and nobody does nothing until a situation like him trying to be bigger.
Yeah.
Then
they
start coming back like what Kathy went through. I read the court documents, her filing of the abuse, and people knew.
Of course.
Nobody helped her. And now all of a sudden, yeah, and she said even Puff beat her up so bad one day that the security was crying and saying he's sorry.
But did he help her? No.
No, that's what I'm saying. And then we get to this point, and it's like this man has been doing this. So
my Uber driver asked me about that. He was like, I think he was from Africa, and he was like, I think they just trying to take black men down because somebody told me that Cassie punched him in the face, so it was even. I was like, she was 19 when they met. He was 37. She was still a teenager. First thing he do is give her drugs and alcohol. She's pliable under his will. And I'm not even going to say like it's not seductive to have access to money and power and stuff. She was very impressionable.
Yep.
So don't blame Cassie. He was way older than her. Where were Cassie's parents?
Well, the parents didn't know. They were in Connecticut. That's what Cassie said. Eventually, the mother started taking pictures of the beat that, like the bruisings or whatever, and they were afraid to go and tell somebody because of what he was capable of. And and I understand to an extent because I'm from Newark and things happen to people and murders don't get solved. It's just like, oh, another black person, another stray bullet. All right, well, Sorry, and everybody goes on. So I'm like, look what with Tupac and Biggie, we still don't know who did it. I mean,
We got the Tupac fella.
well, yeah, but look how long it took for it to come out. And maybe Biggie's will come out soon too now. Just so people can have, relief. But
It's a
I can
lot of
understand
stuff.
once your life is gone though, yeah, we find out, but neither one of them are coming back
Kim
to live.
Porter allegedly.
Oh, yes. Was it now? What's going on with the book? She finished the book.
So
Who has the transcript?
I was looking at the psychic because I like witchy spiritual stuff.
Okay.
Her name is
Who
Sloan
died
Bella.
from pneumonia? I'm sorry.
It was Sloan Bella, and she was all over TikTok, and I just started watching it. But basically, Kim said she was coughing. She said she presented herself to her. This is all her thing. She was coughing for a minute, and then she used some nose spray, and apparently it was some pencil shavings in the nose spray, and it hit her real quickly. And so what I was reading online is saying that the first coroner said that it was a poisoning, but something he mysteriously died, and the other person that did it after him just ruled it as lobar pneumonia.
Wow.
Yeah, but so apparently somebody close to her has the manuscript. I don't know. This is all alleged. Has the manuscript allegedly, and she has a burner phone somewhere.
Wow. Maybe she should give it to Cat Williams. He'll put it out.
Put it up
After
there with
he reads
Sensei
it first.
Club.
After he reads, because he,
Well, he's gonna read it in 2 days because he reads so fast.
Word. Well, he actually was fast when he was running, though. He actually was fast.
He was to be his age. He was fast.
Yeah, I was impressed. He's like, what, 50
I
so?
couldn't do it. He's like 50.
Me
I couldn't
either.
do it.
Me either. Look, I'm like 42 and I can't do it. I'm like, leave that man alone. Let him be great.
So the other day, I don't know if you saw my post, but I'm like, why is Homeland Security doing a raid? Why do they have like Kevlar? You know, that's the helmets and stuff.
Zaire.
Why are they heavily armed to raid this man's house? And they
Zaire.
made no arrest.
That Zaire part, let us know.
What happened?
So, he does have a history of a lot of felonies when it comes to picking up a dumbbell. Did he pick up a dumbbell? See, it wasn't a lot of attention, but I guess at his son, the light skinned one.
Justin.
The light skinned son was on a football team in PA.
Justin.
And there was an argument about that. And that's one thing one I knew about. He picked up one of the dumbbells, like the ones you swing between your legs and you go up. I forgot what it was called. He
the kettlebell.
Assault. Yeah, kettlebell. Yep.
That's why they had the meme of the kettlebells.
Yes, so that's why he tried to assault somebody with kettlebell. Then he had other prior. He has a lengthy criminal history, even though it may not be convictions, but he has violent tendencies.
Remember, he beat up the guy. Remember, they had they put him on a cross, and you could hate me now.
Oh, Nas.
Yeah.
So
he beat up Nas.
No, it was Scott Start. Okay, don't.
Oh.
But he didn't want to. He did the crucifixion scene, but he's like, nah, that's against God. I don't want to do it. They still put it in there. He went to do office, turned the desk over, and beat him up.
Wow.
Scott Storch?
I believe so.
Wow. Okay.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. He probably somewhere minding his business. He probably was talking to the feds. He was one of the ones. And then when I read Cassie's court filings, he held one of her friends over the balcony.
I can
What
believe
is
that.
this? The 5 heartbeats?
I don't know. And
Yeah, he got a
he
lengthy
wanted to do
criminal
a gun
history.
battle with Suge Knight.
Yeah.
Night. It's saying that's you need to go to a place where they got sanctuary. He's like supporting Diddy.
Wow. Well, they had a beef.
Yeah, they so and that but
So
from
what
my
else, Sire?
perspective,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Tell us what else he did.
that's why they came the way they came because the history and then they also look at when they do these investigations, even though we look at them as celebrities and things like that, they also got to take into account they do that naturally. Even for anybody, they would do that, even if they were investigating a person from down the street regularly. However, they also look into they don't know number one if he has armed security or if they're willing to do a standoff. The house is incredibly big.
Mm.
Um, they also look at who owns guns within the house. So that to me tells that he owns a lot of guns because the way they came and how much force they came,
Heavily
he
armed.
has to own something. Um, and if not, though, he has money, power, influence to have people to buy it for him. So they walked into, and like I said, it depends on the house, the layout, and the totality of the circumstances. But I agree with how they came. They secured the location, and those officers left, and then the investigators went go in. That's just naturally. That happens. That happens here in Newark quite often. Here in Essex County, a SWAT team they'll just do the raid, even if it's for like check fraud. Sometimes
But
they'll
it's
do the raid,
no
and then
warrant for his arrest, right? Did he get an
no,
arrest?
but they have a warrant, a search warrant for the house. So for they
Oh.
can justify it for like officer safety purposes and the way and it had to be a lot of documentation because the federal warrants are very hard to get. Those are not easy warrants. You have to really know what you're talking about. You really have to just like have some form of preliminary evidence to put in your report to ask for that warrant to say, all right, we may find more here based off of this. It has been verified, documented, and corroborated. And we have witness testimony, expert testimony that does it. So federal warrants are not just, oh, Your Honor, I need to search P. Diddy's house. It's like it's
Mm-hmm.
specifically due to his notoriety. It
2
was
houses.
checked, reviewed, and checked. And yeah, I wouldn't put it past the warrant had to be very well detailed, and it had to not just be detailed. It has to have something in it that links into a crime. And I'm gonna tell you right now, HSI, they deal with a lot of sex crimes, sex trafficking, and that's really one of
Homeland
their
Security?
Homeland Security investigations. So
Okay.
that's that's what they became. They really became that after 9/11. They were created.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. They do a lot of sex trafficking, anything that happens, sex work, prostitution, things like that, anything that
Okay,
cross state
okay.
lines. And that's why
That
they
makes
got involved
sense.
because it crossed state lines because it was word was he flew people on his jet. And so once you cross the state lines, that's when they get involved though.
Wow.
So
So they're looking
yeah.
at
And
the jet
not just state
log.
lines, even not because it would have been the FBI if it would have just stayed in the United States. But once it goes outside the country,
International.
that's when HSI gets involved because they have jurisdiction. Once you lift off on that aircraft going outside, that's when because they have a special provision in their the law that created them that gave them that jurisdiction to have those investigations. So it's and they will sit and do surveillance. They will do wiretaps, phone taps, all of that. They will do all that before they even get the search warrant to do the house to make sure that everything is or corresponds to what people say. So it wouldn't be to my surprise if they were to interview Cassie or any other person they has lawsuits against or with. They would get that, and like I said, they're gonna sit and they're gonna comb through. They're gonna make sure. And a lot of prosecutors, people don't understand. A lot of prosecutors are very conservative. They don't like signing off on warrants because they like privacy. Because anything
Oh,
that they
they
allow,
not like Fannie Willis.
Fonny's actually good, but she
I
she a
mean
little wild
Fannie
one.
Willis.
Fonny Willis, she crazy, but she
I
kind of
like,
smart a
I
little
like
bit.
Bonnie. I'm not
I
gonna
do
lie.
like
I like
Fonny
Bonnie.
though.
I like
I like
Bonnie.
Fonny. I like Fonny.
Nah, I don't like Fannie. Fannie ain't right.
Yeah, but the
Fannie ain't right.
prosecutors on a federal level, they're
We need
quite more
Bonnie to get
conservative.
Trump.
I mean, he got like other cases you got to worry about, so we're not even worried about that.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah,
But go ahead. What were you saying about the
yeah, but
prosecutors?
HSI they'll do surveillance, they'll do phone taps, they'll interview people, they'll follow, they do all that before they even think about getting a warrant. So to me, it had to be a couple months of of surveillance, listening, getting
Wow.
recordings. It has to be something there that they have, or they linked it to him. Once they linked it, boom, they got PC. That's enough probable cause to give them to go in and search for any,
That's how they
evidence.
take people down. You know the boxer Jack Johnson? He was a black boxer, so he always kept him a white girlfriend. And so she traveled with him and even his car on a train. And that's how they arrested him, said he was trafficking a prostitute.
Oh wow,
Wow.
yeah,
Hmm.
Wow. So he was set up.
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah. So yeah, that I it, more is gonna come from this. More is gonna come
Right.
from
What's
this.
your take from a law enforcement perspective on what are we about to see happen with Diddy? Like, what are
He's
we
gonna be
about?
arrested. He's gonna be arrested. They're gonna arrange. So, like I said, due to his notoriety, they're gonna arrange very publicly for him to turn himself in. Eventually,
Like a
they're
Mike,
gonna
like
find
Michael
something.
Jackson?
Yeah, they're gonna tell him to turn
Wow.
himself in. And then from there, he's gonna be arraigned. There's gonna be pretrial interventions. They're gonna release him on, I guess, the ankle monitor, surrender his passport, surrender his jet, or ground his jet. Um, yeah, but he's gonna be arrested though, because they don't just come the way they came, and they hit
He's probably talking to his
simultaneously.
lawyers right now. He's probably talking to his lawyers right now, trying to figure it
Yeah,
out.
yeah, because the lawyers are trying to, get their little lies and stuff together and things like that. But man, yeah, and for them to hit both Florida and LA so simon, it wasn't just like, all right, the LA field office, we have this here, we're gonna do this here. For that takes a lot of law enforcement resources
Yeah,
It
that's a
and
does
lot of
that
money that was spent.
on both coasts. But I get it, because like if you got another house, you're not gonna be at the Florida house, but you're gonna be at the California house. That's the easy way to get away. I see why they did it at the same time.
Wow.
yeah, and
Wow.
they knew where he was at all times. They had surveillance stuff. They had to have it under surveillance. They don't just come the way they did though. That was a massive presence, and that took a lot of
Wow.
overtime. And like I said, they don't do overtime like that. Like agents, like when you're in law enforcement, specifically when it comes to like special agents and things like that, they'll do a raid 2 hours. Like the guys like the green and stuff, they won't even sit there. The way they sat there, the way they waited, the way they methodically planned things, and it took a lot.
Wow.
And they're usually, like I said, they're federal agents. It does even in like the hood, they are, or it doesn't matter what it is, they are in and they are out. They do not sit there. They do not sit. So that means that there was a significant amount of evidence that they believe to be, that can corroborate their allegations that they made within the complaint. Um, but yeah, he's gonna be arrested though. He's gonna be arrested. It's just the matter of when. But he's gonna be
Mm.
arrested though. It's just a matter of
He's
when
gonna be
because
arrested. The psychic said he's not gonna speak. I don't know who he pissed off in the industry. I don't know. He had to piss somebody off. But now the tables are turning against him. Now he's being, you know, brought down.
Also, if he's been hurting people all this time and getting away with it, read that Cassie filing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is
And the
what
Rodney
she's saying.
one.
Oh yeah, right. When he said Cuba Gooding Jr. was trying to.
Why is his name always in
This is the
something?
second one with him too.
No, another one. A couple of them. First was the white lady he was dancing on.
But I just think that sometimes a lot of these people they'll sit there and they'll dance with these celebrities and they'll do stuff, and then years later
Yeah,
they realize it's a payday,
I've seen
right?
some of
They
that.
realize it's a
Yeah.
payday. So that's why you see a lot of celebrities hanging with other celebrities or dating other celebrities, because they see payday. Me,
Cuba Gooding Jr. ain't been right since that movie Boat Trip.
What happened on Boat Trip?
It was a little zesty.
Oh,
oh,
comes across
Wow.
as irrational. He's not. He's a quirky character.
Wow. But you know what? That's why we have to look at these celebrities as real people
Yeah.
and stop treating them like they're like angels in the sky or something that's untouchable, because they have their issues too. And they do cringy stuff like cringy people do. And I think we don't, I think sometimes we don't want to accept that because we're like, oh man, I liked him. I mean, I love this all about the Benjamins too, but you punching ladies out, you giving them drugs,
Or
you're
texting.
having sex with minors. Like, come on.
That's bad. So
Like,
bad.
we gotta
So
have some
bad.
morals, and it bothers me too how people will still continue to defend. Like, yeah, I agree. There's some type of setup going on because he was outspoken and against Comcast and the spirits manufacturers.
Uh-huh.
But this
Spirits.
man, yeah, the alcohol. This guy has been doing this crazy stuff for a very long time. This is him. This
Whoever
is him.
they
He
tired of
wore the
him.
mask for us.
He tired of them. They tired of him.
Right.
Whoever
And
he
that's what they
connected
do.
to,
Yup.
they
They
are
get
tired
tired of
of
you.
him.
They get
They
tired of you.
tired of
Like, press
him.
the button and they make you go away.
Whatever
Even
his
Michael Jackson, when they came
yeah.
for him, we knew
Well,
he
they
was
were
weird
saying
when he
his
changed his
body.
race.
They said Diddy's bodyguard was at Michael Jackson's house. His bodyguard now was Michael
Hmm.
Jackson's bodyguard when he died.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow. But yeah, but this is like, they're right there, some of them are weirdos and we just see the television version of them,
Yeah,
what they want us
you
to
gotta
see.
be weird. Cause I don't
Uh-huh.
trust anybody who be acting you different characters at different times. You singing me songs. You singing somebody a song. That's like I'm not gonna say it's casting a spell on them, but they're touching your emotions. You know what I'm saying? They're giving you
Uh-huh.
their energy. So like, can you really trust them? And like somebody told me, like I told them I said I want you to hold me in high regard, and it was like I don't hold anybody in high regard because when you hold people in high regard, they let you down. And I noticed that the
Hmm.
people that I always thought were charming, charismatic leaders
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
all you did is and you don't even know the half. I was in the whole cult, girl.
We gotta do a show on that. You were in a cult.
Oh God.
Oh, that's the next one. Are you writing
That's
a
the
book?
next
You gotta
show.
write the book about this one, Walia.
I'm not. No, no,
We
no,
need no. Oh my
no,
gosh,
no,
I'm so
no.
fascinated with cults
I'm
because
not.
It's
Keep me the
real
fuck away from
easy.
it.
It's real
it's
easy.
no, and I agree with that, and I'd be so fascinated, like, oh my gosh, like you could just really end up in something and not know, and that's why the music and the entertainment industry is a cult too.
It is. It
It's a
is.
cult right before our eyes, and
And
that's
we are
why.
looking at it.
And I'm like, I can't believe I wanted to be in that.
And people talk about Kanye is crazy, and I'm not saying everything he say is correct because he be going off on tangents. But I'm just like, what happened to his mind? You know what I'm saying? Does he want to like say the truth, but it's something stopping him from it? Sometimes he's lucid, sometimes he's not.
He
Why?
could be
I
on
don't know.
medication. He could be on medication too. When
I don't
he goes
know.
off on a tangent, they might have made him take his meds. And then
Nah,
he
I think
probably
he be
has
off
to
his
take.
meds. He's
Oh, he be
he.
off the meds? Oh,
I think
okay.
somebody should definitely. I think he should also be in the kind of Wendy predicament, low
He
key.
don't have a conservative shit.
He need, but if he had, if he actually had people in the family that actually care for him, I think somebody should have been did that long time ago. And I think Kim didn't want to do it because Kim was like pretty much over him.
Yeah. He's
Because
too
it
I
was
much
just
to
never
deal
felt the
with.
after he
love.
did that
I
gospel
never
album,
felt the love.
he just went off the
Yeah.
deep end. And it was like, and that was a good gospel album that he
It
did. And
was.
plus, when he
It
was doing
was.
the
Yeah.
live
It was
shows, it was
very
It
good.
was.
creative.
Yeah, it was and then the Every Hour song, that was my song too. So I was just like, yeah. Ever since then, he just went off, and I'm like, wow. I don't think he heard a voice from God with that one.
Mm,
No, no way. So
mm.
before we wrap up, let's touch on this Candace Owens.
Oh no.
So Candace Owens, her relationship or her hosting days at Daily Wire has been terminated because she made a comment that Ben Shapiro, who's the co-founder of Daily Wire, he didn't like it. He found it to be anti-Semitic.
Yeah. So Ben's a very smart. First of all, Ben's an attorney. He's a Yale graduate. Um, he's smart. I will give it to him. He is smart. I
I'm
followed
not gonna
him
take
ever
that
since.
away from him at
Yeah,
all.
I followed. I personally have been following some of his messages. Some, not all, because there's a lot of stuff I don't agree with. But I've been following him since 2014 when I was in high school
Mm-hmm.
with him, and he, I don't get it. Like you talk about free speech, and when
Right.
somebody has a different opinion than you therefore call it anti-Semitic. But yet again, some of his messages he may not understand as much are anti-black, anti-Hispanic, you know, anti a lot of different things though. So
What did
it
she
was
say
first
though?
she quoted the
She
Bible.
What she
she
said?
quote.
Jesus is king.
Wait, let me see. She didn't say that. It was just hold up. What?
I don't think she said something about Israel and Palestine,
Let me bring up
and
the
she just
quote. Go
wanted
ahead.
peace. She said she like wanted peace, and and he got upset. He was like, Israel has the right, and a lot of Jews are like, Israel has a right to defend itself.
Listen, you cannot talk about the Jewish people. They have it on lock. Anything you say
Yeah.
against them is defamation because of the genocide that happened, during the World War II. But
But we've
as
been
far as
enslaved.
Candace Owens, I at first I wasn't feeling her because I'm like, what does she talk about? But in the last few months, I've been gravitating towards her um because she points stuff out because
Yes.
she's
Mm-hmm.
like, well, black people are led to believe they have to be democratic, they have to be liberal, when like half of the black men I know are so conservative. You'd be
Exact.
so
Right.
surprised
The black
She
how
church is the
conservative they
most
are.
conservative out of everything. Black
Yes,
church is the
very
yes.
most conservative.
conservative.
Yes. And a lot of us are black conservatives. We
So she's
have
calling that
views.
out. Yeah.
Right. And let me say what she said. I'm gonna read what she quoted from the Bible. She said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money." He didn't
Mm.
like it. And then she also went on to say that she doesn't feel like US taxpayers should be paying for Israel to fight their war or
Or
any
Ukraine.
right. She said, yeah, she said,
Yeah, but I
and
disagree
any
with
other,
those two things
but
because
this is what she said. And she said,
yeah,
and any other foreign country.
yeah.
So that was what she said. Whether and Ben Shapiro could have disagreed too, but he took it so far to say all this was anti-Semitic. And it's like the lady can't have an opinion when she has an opinion on black people shooting each other up. Nobody say is anti-black.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And those are the facts. Those are the facts. But it's like she's supported and open for criticizing everybody else except for certain people. How is that objective being objective?
That just
I'm just
goes to
let me
show you that. Oh, go ahead.
no,
That
yeah,
was my point about with the Candace Owens.
so I'm gonna have to might leave in a few.
Okay.
But to finish mine's off though, I don't think what she said was anti-Semitic. It just rubbed him the wrong way. He's a hardcore Jew, and she did make a point. However, America is we're basically like loan sharking. So it's like, all right, you need us, okay, no problem though. We'll give you 50. They say 500 million, right? Say if they give $500 million in aid to each country, to Ukraine and to Israel, they're gonna have to pay that back. So the more, if Ukraine wins the war and they have to rebuild, they're gonna rebuild. However, they're gonna have to pay us back that money. So we're pretty much making money as we're spending money because they have to pay us back. It's not just free aid; it's free aid to the point where that you have to pay us back. So it's like a loan. They're giving loans out. It's not like, oh, we're just gonna give you $1 billion just because. No, you got to pay us back the $500 million or the $1 billion that we spent on you. You're gonna have to pay us back though. So if we give you these F-16s, the F-16s cost like a lot of money, millions of dollars. They're gonna have to pay us back for the F-16. They get damaged, they have to pay us back for all that money. So that's pretty much what's happening, though. And it seems that for our national security interests, we should have that in place. However, I also agree with a lot of regular people, not regular people, but throughout the United States of America, that who believe that we shouldn't be paying for anything else. We have other priorities, such as in our local communities. In our backyard, we have much more issues. Like immigration is a big issue for us. Um, what else? I guess inner city issues. I think infrastructure, as you've seen with the Baltimore Bridge collapse, potholes, to me are
Yeah.
very big issues. No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Potholes to me are a little bit much more than a lot of issues. Potholes are an issue for me. I hate potholes. I'm serious. It's like I shouldn't have to. We're in America. We're not in a third world country. I shouldn't have to be missing potholes like as if they're landmines. Swerving in and out of lanes and things like that. Potholes are a very big issue for me. So I agree to disagree with it though. So that's
But
just me.
what about her stock going up since her employment was terminated? Do you think that
That's
was
normal.
reasonable to,
She
even though it's his whole his thing?
Candace Owens is Candace Owens is Candace Owens. Candace Owens is, remember, she made Panda. She's like another Wendy Williams. She has that
Right.
cross.
In
Some black people listen to
politics.
her, some
Yeah.
white people listen,
Yes,
and she
yes.
also speaks on political issues. So she has a very diverse um, background when it comes to like her listeners and things like that. So she
She's going
she'll
to
be
be
back up.
okay.
She's gonna be back up.
I feel like her stock went
If
up in the
Fox
black
needs somebody,
community
she
though.
proved herself for Fox. So
You
now
Yeah.
gotta
if
figure
she can go
out
to Fox,
why though. Why all of a sudden
yeah.
is she so appealing? Even to me, because I'm like, no, Candace Owens. But then I'm like, wait, hold on, what you talking about? I listen to
Yeah,
her
if you listen to a
every
Yeah.
lot of the stuff
day.
she says, she's
She
been
been
echoing a lot
saying
of the
this
issues that
though.
have our black churches have been issuing prior to this new shift. But she was echoing a lot of the stuff
The
from
whole get
that
that
Yeah.
was
little
being said by
money.
Dr. King. Dr. King was a Republican in today's eyes, he will be a Republican now. He would be he wouldn't have been a liberal. He just wanted to be treated fair.
Yeah, that's what she's saying. Like, black people are tied, and we're not a monolith, but are tied to the Democratic Party when we're actually conservative. And like, what are these two parties giving us? We have to look between the lines and smoke and
Yeah.
mirrors that they're giving us. And my
Yeah.
thing is the Bay Area in San Francisco has a homeless problem. They call them our neighbors without houses. It's bad. If you could give money to Ukraine, you can have money or programs for people who are homeless. The
That's agreed.
inflation
That's
as
agreed.
far as
That's
rent
agreed.
in
Yeah.
Newark, New Jersey itself
Yeah.
is astronomical.
Right. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
So
So we
I
need to
see what
take
she's
care of
saying.
home first. But World War III is not going to be like World War One and World War Two, a trench war. It's going to be a lot of proxy wars, and you see that playing out.
We're in it. We're in World War
The proxy
Three.
wars are
We're in
happening
Yes,
in
it. Yeah,
Ukraine.
we're
That's the
in it.
proxy war.
yes, we are.
The
That's
We're
why
in
Israel is
we're
the
it.
in it.
proxy war.
We're in. It's literally like, well,
Happening.
an analogy that Einstein said: sticks and stones.
Mm.
Sticks and is and
We
it's
can't
our
we can't
words.
afford to go. No country can literally afford to go to, well, no modern country that has a nuclear armament can't afford to go to war, because that will be the end of the world as we know it.
Right,
Yeah.
We
right,
can't go to war
right.
with China and Russia. As much shit as they pop, they know they can't go to war, because guess what? Like they said back in the
Where? Yep.
1960s, because when they were developing the nuclear triad for America, it was meant for mutually assured destruction. It was
Mm-hmm.
not meant for no survival, no survivors, no nothing. Just mutually assured destruction.
I love how you have knowledge on this stuff.
Yeah, they call it MAG. Did y'all see Oppenheimer?
No, I didn't see that.
It's long, but it's really good. And so he was the physicist that led the Manhattan Project and the actual building of the atomic bomb.
Okay.
Um,
Is
um,
this the guy they gave the
It's a
LSD and he
documentary
jumped
about it
out
on
the
Netflix
window
too.
and killed himself? Oh,
no,
okay.
that's not him.
Okay.
But
Oh.
so after he did it, and after they launched it on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, I think I said that right.
Yeah,
They wanted to do a
Hiroshima.
hydrogen bomb, but he felt so guilty that he unleashed these weapons. Because once you there, you can't roll it back. I tell my
Wow.
students, you can't unlearn how to read, so you can't unlearn how to do bombs once you're there. The world as we know it is over.
Wow,
Yeah, there's
man,
Some
a
of us
that's
documentary on
deep.
restructured.
Netflix. There's a new documentary on Netflix as a
Oppenheimer, yeah.
series.
It is.
Yep, and
Oh, I
yeah,
gotta watch
and we
that.
took, and actually people don't understand. A lot of those were German scientists that was making those bombs.
They were.
We
They
took,
were.
yeah, we put them in
They came
NASA, and we put them
from Nazi Germany,
Germany.
right?
Those are the Germans that we captured. That we said,
Hmm.
you work for us, we'll let you live in
What?
harmony.
I didn't know
Yes,
that.
yes. People don't know that. That's what happened. The United States, when they captured everything, when people were giving up and trying to go hide and all this other good stuff, a lot of the German scientists were found because they really wasn't soldiers. So
Mm.
they went and they found all the German scientists. They said either you're gonna work for NASA, that's how we got on the moon, or you're gonna
Did we get on the moon?
yes, we did get we did
Yeah,
get on the moon.
yeah,
So either we're gonna that's how
yeah.
we get on the moon,
Not
and
not what they
we're
showed
gonna
us
work
though.
using
We ain't get
bombs.
the real
So
pictures.
yeah, so they were creating all those bombs and everything like that. Those were those were like strictly blue eyed and tan blonde hair Germans that were
Now wait a
teaching.
minute. So these German scientists were gonna create this with Hitler? Could y'all
Yes,
imagine
they
that?
were
If they
actually
would have
already
made
creating
these
it with Hitler.
weapons with Hitler,
Yeah, they were
Well,
actively
in the
already.
movie, they was
wow,
like, they
this
came
world would have
to
been
him.
destroyed.
Yeah, they was like, the Germans have a bomb. They're about 18 months out from
Mm.
creating a bomb, and that's when they had Los Alamos. They went out to Los Alamos. He brought the scientists. They brought their families. It was a town. You gotta watch it.
I
It's
saw
long,
I
but it's
saw the
good.
Los Alamos when they had the video of how it just blew everything away. Like it blew the wood off the house. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my gosh. And then I watched a documentary on the effects of the atomic bomb being
On the
dropped in Japan.
people,
Yeah, how they still have the
that is
radiation
wild. That is
and
wild.
the islands. There are islands. I forgot the name of the islands
They're in there too. Yep.
in the Pacific Ocean where they were
Yep.
testing where they were just testing the bomb on the islands, and there were like people living there, and there to this day they have like some type of radioactive poisoning, and they get cancer. It was like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and they're born with deformities.
The more I
Yeah.
think about it, the Earth is not a good place. Not a good
Are
place.
you going to the Mars colony?
No, no.
Okay, because
Listen. I will
the
go to the
United
other
States is on
side.
Mars too.
I will.
Just
I
be
don't got
careful
no.
Well,
with your brain. You lose, like, your
I'm
brain
gonna have
gets
to sign off,
compressed when.
y'all.
I'm a
I'm gonna
black
have.
woman. I can't afford it. They not
I'm gonna
letting me.
sign off, King.
All right, we'll see you
All right,
later,
Trisha.
Mr.
Nice meeting
Ruffin.
you.
We're about to wrap it up
Bye.
anyway. Any last
All right.
thoughts?
Thank you. I appreciate you. Nice meeting you, Ms. Brooke. Hopefully, we have you back on. It was a
Oh
great,
yeah,
great meeting you.
definitely.
Oh,
We
I
gotta have
was
her on for the
so
quote.
nervous. I was so nervous.
It's a regular conversation.
But I had really, this is really cool. So invite me on,
Yes, I
right?
told you it would be fun.
It was fun. Oh, it was really natural. And I think we got some insights in there. I'm happy. Thank you.
All right, all
All
right.
right.
I'm
That's
just a
what's
kid
up.
from Newark, just a lowly teacher. I'm at the youth house now.
Oh really? Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
I left my previous school and I went back at the youth house, teaching the kids.
Nice. They need it. They need
And
it. Please
they
teach them
do. They
about the
need our
world,
prayers.
though. Yes, teach them about the world, and that they have so much potential, and being in there is not it. It's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not worth it, man. They can do so much more and enjoy life so much more, especially with what all is going on and happening. Just it's just like, enjoy the air you breathe in, and your freedom. Like, that's
Yeah,
a
we
lot.
got, it's a lot. It's a lot of deprogramming that needs to happen, but one day at a time.
All right, we gotta have you back on. Thank you for
Thank
coming,
you.
Walia.
All right. Thank you for
Appreciate it.
asking me. Thank
Yes,
you.
I'll let you know when we have the next show. But we
Okay.
gotta talk about these coats.
Can you send me the link of this
Out,
show?
out. Oh yeah, of course, of course.
So
As soon
I
as
can tell my family I ain't tell nobody.
you could have invited them, and they could have gotten to the comment section.
Oh
It
man,
was
I
people in the
didn't.
comments. Yeah, they can still get into the comments too once they
Okay.
rewatch. But I'll send it to you soon as we sign off. But it's been fun.
Thank you.
Thank you too, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show. Peace, and we're out.